got a little holiday card and present in the mail,
Okay.
handwritten from one of our vendors, Wonderkin, who we use for email and SMS. It's surprise and delight. Like it wasn't an extravagant gift. It was a nice gift. It was a gift I'm actually going to use. But man, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy. It wasn't expected, and it was a great start to the day.
No, that's awesome. I think there's like a few layers to surprise and delight for me, and it has a lot to do with, I think, holidays. And not to say it's expected, but I think during the holidays it is nice to receive those. But I also think, how do we create surprise and delight throughout the customer journey, throughout the year?
100%.
And it can be just listening to what's happening in somebody's life, depending how close you are to them. But it could also be in the e-commerce world, seeing somebody maybe order 4, 5, 6, 7 times from you, and being able to throw something extra in their box as a thank you for being loyal to the brand. So I think all of that kind of comes together. But I do agree with you. I think for me, whether it's a card or a gift, both are, I would say, equally appreciated. It's the thought that truly counts.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you're right. So, coming from a battle box side, it's very similar, right? We do a lot of surprise and delights. We even have some automated where they're just through the journey of being a customer, there's little tiny surprise and delight moments.
So do you guys sit down quarterly or yearly and say, hey, we're going to allocate X percentage of the budget to surprising and delighting our customers? Is it a retention strategy? Is it appreciation strategy?
I mean, it comes out of the marketing budget, right? I don't think we know that, we're going to do X amount. So annually we do a ad hoc surprise and delight where we stack rank by spend and tenure our customers, and depending on the product and the cost of the product, we'll pick anywhere between 200 to 600 of our top customers that are active, and we'll send them something. So we do that once a year. We have a lot through some automation, and we do little tiny surprise and delights along the journey. Just might be a giveaway, but no, it's not a set amount of budget. It's very ad hoc, and we have to obviously stay in the marketing budget, right? So it's coming out of the same bucket that we're spending for acquisition, or we're making website development stuff too.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I understand that it has to come from a certain budget and there's still a limit to it, but I do like that it's more getting a feel for things and understanding what everyone's going to. So not to say hey, figure out here X amount of people are going to get this Y dollar gift or whatever the case is. It's more natural. So
yeah, so now as you ask me that, I kind of peeling the layers of the onion back, our CS team does have a budget of $500 a month that they can spend, no questions asked, on pure surprise and delight opportunities that they uncover just through communicating on the day-to-day with our customers. It was an idea that we got. Actually, I think you were with me. We were talking to Tushar in the hallway corridor at Sub Summit.
And just one thing before you get to it, and as soon as we start talking about this, that conversation popped into my head. Just a plug. I'm sure the team at Sub Summit is going to appreciate this, but what we're about to mention right now are conversations that happen over and over and over again at Sub Summit. So tickets are on sale. I have no benefit from it, but it is such an amazing community. If you have not tried it, doesn't matter if you're a subscription or not, you got to be there.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's a good call out. I know that was not planned, but it's true, right? It was an organic conversation that we were just having. We were literally in the hallway. Some of us were going one way, some away from the conference to, I think, possibly the lobby bar, and others were going back into the conference, and we just stopped and had what was a 25 minute conversation, but literally the end result was a aha moment and a tangible, actionable insight that we had, and ran back and we implemented it.
It's phenomenal. I have shared this story with so many people, and how I'm taken away with that kind of approach to empower your customer service team. Because a lot of people talk about with CX teams, how do we monetize them? And monetizing, like, how can they sell for us? How can they be a revenue generator? But no one ever sometimes, well, I don't say no one, obviously people think about it, but not as many people emphasize on how do we, empower them to go to another level. And I'm sure for your CX team too, and Tushar's and everybody, that must be really, really cool to make somebody's day when they're least expecting it.
Yeah, it's just such a it's such a mutually beneficial on so many angles, right? You're doing solid for a customer, which is going to make the customer feel good. If you're a human being with basic emotions, one would hope that doing a good act like that for someone else makes you feel good as well, right? And then selfishly, from a business perspective, that little amount of money spent is going to pay so much dividends, because you're experiencing a brand that cares, right? And your stickiness and your desire to continue supporting that business is going to go up. Like, it just, everybody wins. But yeah, not to bring it back full loop, but it's Sub Summit is where that little nuance, that little conversation organically occurred. But it's like so many other ones. There was years ago, Anthony from Splendies. It was when, he's a good friend now, but at the time we were just acquaintances in the early years of Sub Summit. And he gave, it was a natural conversation. We were talking about how, when these issues and problems arise and come in as CES and how to respond to them, and do you treat all customers exactly the same? Because, you want to do the right thing, but then you have people that abuse it. And it's just it's choppy waters, right? And it's navigating break fix is not easy. And he gave me a takeaway, and it was one of the first Sub Summits that I had gone to. And it was a takeaway we still use to this day. So we have the average LTV for a battle boxer, right? We know what that number is. And when someone surpasses that and they're still active with us, they get a special tag in Gorgeous. So they're identified and we know who they are. And at that point, any little issue that might normally be like, what do we do here? We just side with making the customer happy. And that's it was just an organic conversation that Anthony and I was having. He told me what they were doing, and it was just an aha moment where it was like, why would we not do this? And that even plays back to what we're talking about, surprise and delighting, right? Turning a potential negative into a positive opportunity.
I was at a conference. It was maybe like a e-com get-together maybe a month ago in Chicago. And I was actually trying to find it on my phone right now. I can't find the company name, so I do apologize to the presenter and the company. But it was also a baby company. I think it was Bobby.
Like baby new or baby like little infant?
Like infant.
Okay.
It's for infant company that basically create formulas, and it's an indirect form, surprise and delight. But when formulas, I believe this is when they, if I'm recalling the story correctly, the way they implemented, when there started to be a baby formula shortage in the United States during COVID and everything else, what they basically did to protect their existing customers is they didn't allow any new subscribers, and they basically created a format where baby formula would be guaranteed to their existing subscribers. Now, from an individual level, is that a bit, surprising? Like, no, but when you're telling all your subscribers, hey, during this time, we're not in the business to make money. We're in the business
or acquire new.
Yeah, acquire new customers. We are in the business of protecting those who have trusted us with the baby formula journey, because that's like it's a very challenging process for parents, especially new parents, to go through that, especially when in the news you always see shortages, for a company to come and say, you know what, we're going to protect you and we're going to give all the resources we have to everyone that has signed up with us right now, and not over promising, under delivering, and having this potential or gouging prices when there's shortages and all of that. So like those are forms of surprise and delight to me as well.
Yeah, it's a different flavor of it.
Yeah.
It's just a different flavor, but it's the same thing. It's taking care of your customers, right? Back to this. So also handwritten, that doesn't occur like it used to, right? There's power in getting a handwritten note. It's almost a forgotten act.
One part that is a little bit challenge to me, and I think about it, and I don't know any numbers for it, because when we send gifts and packages and notes to people, like for example, for you, I know exactly where you live, where I need to send it to and all of that, but in a lot of instances we have merchants and brands that have an office, but nobody ever goes to that office.
Sure.
But like when we sign a agreement with somebody, they give us their legal address or whatever the case is. So we always get a little bit scared when we're sending stuff, like, is it going to get where it needs to go? Is that the correct address? And then sometimes it's kind of like, it removes the surprise element of in the surprise and delight if you go and verify every address before you send something.
So Wonderkin actually verified. So what they did is they took an interesting approach. They said, hey, we want to send you a Christmas card.
Okay.
They didn't say it was a gift. They just said a Christmas card. So they said they were sending something, but they set the bar really, really low. And they also worded it where like they might not. Like they definitely, there was strategy behind how it was presented, right? So it said, hey, you're probably going to get a Christmas card from us, but it was just a Christmas card, right? And then requested the address. So it was an interesting move because it's still a surprise and delight. I didn't expect I was going to get handwritten and an actual gift. They definitely didn't say that when they asked for my address.
So out of curiosity, what is your take when it comes to surprise and delight, as an example or whatnot, to get swag from the company that maybe you're working with? Is that something you're like, oh, this is cool? Or do you prefer something more like personal? I know we're grateful for everything that we get, but I'm just curious.
I don't think it's a black and white yes no answer. It depends, right? So anybody that has worked with me in any capacity and been on calls with me knows that my wife would argue it's a problem. I probably have about 50 hoodies.
How many?
50.
50?
Probably more. It's a problem. But I love hoodies, right? Like I am in my natural, efficient, ready for anything moment when I'm just in my hoodie because it's comfortable and I'm ready to go.
I feel you need a song, me and my hoodie, me and my hoodie.
But so if you've realized that, and if you've had 3 calls with me, there's a chance, especially if it's not summer, that you've seen me in multiple hoodies. I mean, Amer, you've probably seen me in 50 different hoodies. If a company knows that, sending me a hoodie, yeah, I'm gonna rock it. I think I have 5 different recharge hoodies. They know that I like hoodies. So something like that. Now, a branded hat, I don't know, right? Like I'm very particular. I wear this hat 99% of the time that I wear a hat because I found one that I like. Helps that it's a battle box hat, but so it's hit or miss, right? Shirts, you really can't go wrong because shirts for the most part are going to be used if they're the right size. I don't know. I think it's hit or miss on branded swag.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. One thing is not hoodies that I have, but I have a bunch of different drinking cups or whatever.
Okay.
If I open one cabinet, I probably have every single fulfillment center, every single subscription.
I have a lot of koozies.
Yeah. So it's like endless, and I sometimes feel bad because you get it, you kind of want to use it and appreciate it, but on the other hand, it's so much. So sometimes I do give them away, just like, hey, you want this? How many can I have?
Yeah, so I think the koozie overplayed, right? There's certain things that are overplayed, and it's not the proper swag. I think t-shirts, if they're of good quality, I'll give you a shout out. The Las Perella shirts are super soft, super comfortable. Like they are a high quality t-shirt, and I enjoy wearing them. Like I wear mine, it's in my regular rotation of shirts because it's so comfortable, right? So I think if you're gonna go shirts, you don't just go beefy T. Hanes cheap because it's after a few washes it's gonna get funky. But if you go quality and then different, right? So there's been swag that's been like stuffed animals. I think that's normally a really good move because people are going to want to bring it back to their kid as a gift, and then you're forced to see the brand. In my case, I've brought back multiple branded stuffed animals to my dogs and bunnies, but I then continue to see the brand, right? So I think there's some value.
If it's not ripped out.
Oh yeah, it's just initially, then it's destroyed, but for a moment.
If I ever send you a stuffed animal that has a Prella logo, I'm gonna like tape over Prella so it doesn't get like slobbered on and
Yeah.
shoot on. I'm kidding.
But
You know
yes,
what?
I
Though?
think
I'm gonna find some carrots to send to your rabbits that have a Prella logo on it.
but they're gonna eat them. They eat carrots.
Well, no, you know, there's a point.
Well, if it has the logo on it, I don't know if it'll be safe to eat. Depends on how
We'll
the
carve
logo.
it. We'll carve it.
Okay. Seems like a good use of time.
I'll take an hour to carve a Prella logo just so your rabbits can eat it.